Okay, so working on sound, the first thing you want to know is this little microphone over here is how you overvoice. So if I click on it, it starts recording and it gives me a countdown, right? So you'll see it has 4 seconds recorded here. Now I could go to my next slide and keep recording, that would work, but it might be easier for me to hit pause, go to the next slide, practice this one a couple times, and then record this part. Now obviously we know what I just recorded, right? I just recorded a bunch of myself talking to you, not my actual poem. So I can't rewind it, I can't listen to it, I can't preview it, and I can't just delete part of it. It's all or nothing. So if I want to fix this, I actually have to hit the eraser twice, 2 times, right? And it gives me all these options. One of them is clear recording. When I hit clear recording, it's going to make sure I'm serious, which I am, and I'm going to hit clear. Now I have a completely clean slate. I can start all over again. So one of the things that I can do when I want to record is I can actually put music instead of reading my poem if I choose. So if I want to do that, I'm going to choose my music, right? I'm going to get it going, and I'm going to hit the record button over here. So play and record. You can hear my Cotton Eye Joe playing in the background, right? And then in my head, I'm going to read these words on the screen so I know when to go to the next slide. So it says, in my head I read My Hometown by Killian Naylor, and I click my arrow, because men wear cowboy boots to business meetings. And that's when I would click. If I don't think in my head the words, then it makes it a lot harder because whoever's viewing my video is just going to be sitting there going, okay, so when's the next slide, right? You want to make sure you're kind of giving them just enough time to read it and then move on to the next one. Alright, now maybe I decide that playing it with just music isn't good for me. I can't really focus that much and read the words in my head aloud, or sorry, in my head only, not out loud. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to delete my recording, and it's going to say, yep, I'm sure, right? And I'm going to start my recording over. Remember, it's all or nothing. You can't just delete part of it and you can't preview it, so make sure you know what you're doing, right? I can actually hit my play. Now, keep in mind, if I'm using music, it's a lot harder to pause and do one slide at a time. So make sure you've practiced it a couple times, okay? So I start my music and I hit record at the same time. My Hometown by Killian Naylor. Because men wear cowboy boots to business meetings. And I would just keep going like that. Reading and letting the music play as I read and flip through. Make sure your volume on your music isn't too loud so that your audience can hear your voice. And make sure you're projecting your voice. You can't just be like, Miss Naylor, that won't work, okay? All right. Okay, so now I've finished doing my recording, and I feel good about it. I have all my words in there and everything. So I'm just going to click this back button here. That's going to save what I've got. Now it gives me 2 options, save draft, or now I have another option of saved finished video, which I want to do because I've finished my video, right? So I click save finished video. And it gives me some questions. Now I want this to be published. You can make yours private and just share a link with your teacher. That's acceptable because your name's going to be on this. We don't want it like out there in the ether completely. So only people with a link can see it is fine. But for lesson title, I'm going to give it the name of my poem. My hometown. I almost forgot it. Auto capitalizes each new word, which is great. My description is going to be periodic sentence poem. Because that's what we made, right? It's published. My subject area is language arts. Oh, it gives me all kinds of fancy things. English. And this is 7th grade. There we go. And I just hit save. Ta-da! Now it's a lesson. I can just click on it. And it'll let me watch it. And if I had my sound on, you could hear it.
By Killian Naylor. Because men were...
All done.